Well, now you want me to turn the thing. Now you want me to turn the thing. I turned the thing. Is everything happy now? So, welcome to week 3 with Get Vocal. I'm grateful for the multicast settings, but I have not yet gotten to my stride with a smooth broadcast. Don't judge my outfit. Well, actually, judge it. I'm judging it, but I think it fucking rocks, and it's kind of where I am at today. It's got the appropriate amount of armor on it to where I feel like everything is secure and I can hide under my favorite hat. And I was kind of cold, so I just dug out this really, really ridiculous. There's a term for this jacket somehow. I think there's a fair chance that term is going to end up in the comments by the time we finish up here. So feel free to shout that out if you know what kind of particular kink culture subset this jacket hails from. Anyhow, I don't actually know. It's an honest question. So this is my attempt, because I am super, super grateful that people have been chiming in during the broadcast and mostly over Facebook. Yes, I see it now. Ah! Everything is possible. So I want to make sure that I can actually see y'all. If you want to say something, I do warn y'all, I'm blind as a bat. Oh, and this thing? Yeah, no, there's a story, but I don't feel like telling it. The short one is that I'm really, really, really intense with my skincare. So when I'm going to be throwing dirt clods in the garden for a while and I have a megazit that looks like it wants to get infected right after getting popped, I get a chance to rock Mickey Mouse and everybody else goes to cry. Them's the rules. I don't make them. So we are all logged in. I can see y'all through Facebook. There's probably all sorts of terrible voodoo going on with having the mirror in the mirror thing. Jenny, I see you. I see you, Jenny, but I'm going to have to reply later. Okay. So this is 1Hour1NewSong, and I already have a very poor way of measuring what time we have left. It's 4:35. Okay, cool. I might lose the hat. I feel brave enough to come out from under the hat now. Though this vest still remains way too cool for me. I probably don't have anywhere getting off wearing this vest, but it's on me now. So, this is 1Hour1NewSong, and I have already cut myself a skinny 54 minutes in which to write a song that didn't exist before this moment. I am glad to see that this has a like. It's like, oh my god, there's humans and they're watching. That's true. That I have to remind myself this is an exercise for me as much as anything. And being a professional songwriter, but keeping it fun for myself and doing something goofy and challenging on a weekly basis with discipline. So I'm finally getting corona hair. I fought it. Jenny Pazzo is a genius, but I'm getting corona hair. Okay, cool. What should we write about, internet? I'm delighted. There are no prompts. There is no nothing, but I know I kind of have a prompt for myself. I know I've done 2 guitar songs with this medium before, and I love me some piano, and it's time to write a piano song. And I was actually really amazed. I'm not that bright and bubbly songwriter, but I'm really surprised that I can make people think so sometimes. So everything has been really bright and bubbly for the last 2 weeks. So maybe we might get a little bit more into the real. It's a bit more of the real day for me. So you know what? And because it's the real day, and there are lots of words in my head, but they're all pretty made of lead. So start to lighten them up a little bit. Let's just mess around with some piano stuff. Just want something. Yeah, I kind of knew I wanted my hand to just flop down into a regular old triad shape. So we'll see if we can actually, we can actually show this whole schmoogle. I wanted my hand to just flop down into a really cool, easy peasy, familiar triad shape, and we got that. Not a 7, because everything's better with a 7. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to go go to the natural 3. I want to go to the 5, 4. I can count. And that's all I've done so far. To demystify that. Anybody who actually cares that this song actually is happening right now. Because of course the 5. Alright, so part of the fun of this medium is that I don't get to have time to second guess myself, right? If I were to sit here and be like, oh, where do I get off writing a blues like this? I've already written many blues. Blues is a fairly simple format. I love this show because I don't have time to second guess that. So we're just going to write a blues in the key of E, which is going to be fun because it means that I can still take it outside with the guitar and play it just as easily unless we get jazzy with it. We might get jazzy with it. I'm going to decide that right now. If there's anywhere outside that 1-4-5 universe that I really want to hang out for a while. Let's go to that major 3. Wait, is that? No, that's not the major 3. That's the major flat 3. Well, I kind of like that. I feel like somebody's going to say that's really cheesy. In fact, I should keep an eye on both of the chat rooms to see if opinions are arising as to the cheesiness relatively of this here composition. But that ends up giving me the sort of like drinking song feel. And I like to play because I think it's super hard to get a good groove on a piano, but I'm grooving on that, so we're keeping it. So right now we have one movement. The music of this is coming together, which something tells me that's because the words are not going to flow really easy today. That's just 1-4-1-4, 5. Now that's a fun thing to do because in a blues standard you'd expect to just go back into that first form again. Well, that's fun, and that begs for something cool as a trade-off from that. Hi, Hans, by the way, I see you. Wait, the camera's over here. Camera, I see you over there, but hi, Hans. It's cool to hang out with you. This goes... just play this all night long, which is a good indication that we'll have fun with it. I think my goal ahead of time, I'm going to place a goal to not overthink whatever lyric goes on top of that. I'm going to psychically clear the way within myself to not overthink what rich and body lyric is going to eventually develop over the top of that. I get the feeling it could be a repeater, one slogan that just summarizes it all. It might be our chorus for all we know. Or it could be... I like see it as it's got this Oasis feel, right? It's using that major third, which shouldn't be there, and so. And I want something that kind of tongue-in-cheek stand up by the no copyrighted material here, just inspiration, just little old dang old inspiration. Hey-ha. Okay, cool. So that was quick, and I'm gonna take a breather because I noticed what's been difficult the last couple of weeks is just pacing these things really well. Where I don't get too breathless. I'm like, 55 minutes. We probably only have like 45 minutes to go. Something like this. So, 1 hour, 1 song. Week 3. Okay, 1 hour. I'm actually writing it down because I'm probably going to forget about it. I have a terrible tendency to forget about songs as soon as they exist quarterly. So, 1 hour, 1 song, week 3. And so far we have standard blues E with those following along at home. A home game going back and forth from the E7 to the A7 a couple of times to the 5, which is B7. And then we're going to touch on that E, but from there we're going to go straight into our second progression, which is, I already forgot her. Right, sure. That's just 1 major 3 major 4. Well, 4 is usually major. We'll probably, I worked with minor 4 until the last one. I can't keep, not that the major 3 is that inventive, but all right. So we go E7, G sharp, A. Hang on the A for a minute. And we're going to do that at least like 2 to 4 times. Unless I get a really wild hair, and we'll do 3. Try me. Anyhow. So. Pacing. I need to live with it for a second. So. Let's play through what we got, and I'm going to try to sing over it like it already exists and is somebody else's tune that I know. It's an intro. I feel like I want to go somewhere else with you. Okay, I kind of got carried away there, but I like that major 7. That straight E feel going on there. So. Okay, so now it's getting fun because I don't know how those 2 ideas can work together. So, sweetness, because we just went from the simple blues thing to working into something that feels very conversational with me right now. That's trite. That's too easy. That's letting us off the hook too easy with the emotional tension in the piece. So. Okay, it's. I'm torn. There are choices now. Okay, so I'm going to put that idea on the shelf where we bring in the D because it's confusing me because it doesn't kick off to this thing that I was really enjoying and don't really want to give up yet. But time's a ticking. We'll find out. So, stack back to, maybe let's do something more standard phrasing. Surprise to me, right? That's solo chorus. Where is that? Where am I thinking that's going? There's our natural D. Okay, I can almost think of a song that I'm gonna go ahead and guess has this chordature. I'm gonna write fresh chords because that happens frequently now, unless you're like Philip Glass. Um, uh, so I don't know it. It's safe in my brain. Maybe it might be a scrambled eggs, but this is the raw songwriting happening. I have not actually. I actually used to when I was just starting as a teenager. I wrote a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but a few songs where I'm like, oh, it's a finished piece, but that ain't my hook. Gotta watch out for it. Every songwriter does, but it's that 100th monkey problem. So we're going from that A and to that D, natural D, to R5. And, well, gosh darn. I haven't checked the time in a minute, but this thing is moving along at a lovely pace. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Are we still online? Well, it thinks we are. I'm going to go ahead and hope that that was an erroneous warning from the thingy. But, woo! I'm seen. If you see me, Hans, I actually feel seen. It's pretty cool. So, what are we doing for time? That's what I was checking over here. I'm creeping, I'm looking and peeking under the analog technology to see the digital time readout. That was a funny moment. I like these two objects together. I like them very much. That speaks to the way I think about things. Also, that would be my friend Laura doing the pansies on top of the lampshade. That's just a level of brilliant to which I can only aspire. So, we're still connected. We are connected, my friends. So, we have a form. And that only took about 10 minutes, which is kind of what I was hoping to catch more with this show, is a little bit more of that lightning in a bottle feeling of, and it's a song. And with that, I want everybody else to take away of, it's not hard. It's just a matter of making a fool out of yourself. So, that's, I'm gonna have to tree stay. I would be a very happy mime today. Actually, no, I'm not trained in mime and I'm a loud person. But I admit I had to do some crazy mental circles to just be like, and now I'm going to be emotionally vulnerable on camera. Go. Okay, cool. So, it's a good exercise. Also, if y'all don't think you can write songs, look at me and be like, I can write songs. Let's go. Anyhow, so I'm gonna just play this a couple of times since we're ahead schedule. Tradition, that's what I'm going for. Isn't it? That's a slightly modern twist on this. I'm just gonna run that whole verse again. This is where you kind of wish I were faking and I knew where I was going with this. Nobody knows. I need to get something in my head, right? Because I have something in my head which seems a little too pat, and I don't want to sing it into reality. So I need to ground it, and I'd like to ground it with like some Sun House, or Hardy Ledbetter, or some John Lee, or something. So what can I get off in my head? Me at my drown. You are around me. You are around. That's Memphis Minnie, and I love that song. Hey, VJ, still looking at you. We really got to do that together someday. I swear I do actually have the lyrics memorized, even though that wasn't a good demonstration. Hi, Ren. Hi, Chris. So, is that gonna work? Can I? I don't think that's public domain. Oh no, copyright material. That I should still like veer on the other side of it, but I want to keep that lovely bit of it works, but it doesn't work dissonance in the melody. So. Okay, we might just slow this whole train down. yeah, that's a natural A, but it sounds so weird sitting in that E chord. That's weird. Maybe I should switch this around. That's sitting so weird. I see comments from Cameron and I'm delighted. Okay, sweet. You are online. That was not graceful. I still can't, like, quite feel my right foot, so every time I just assume that it can handle me, and I'm like, I'm down. Okay, sweet. Long story. Take care of your back, kids, and don't try to pretend you're a lumberjack when you are built like Twiggy. Okay, cool. So, that was fun. I liked importing that dissonance from Memphis Mini. And I feel like one of the things I can do right now is just see if I can push a C section. Since the A and the B section go together so well and are so pat and really are just, you know, two bits of old put together that fit together well, because maybe not because, but they're both old, why wouldn't they? Let's see what else I can do, because that was almost 70s rock. That was almost a nod to, like, Steely Dan. I kind of like that. Oh, who am I thinking? I'm thinking the Doobies. Okay, cool. So we're going to keep our Doobies nod, but it's otherwise very, very old-fashioned. And I think I'd have a better idea of what it's about if we figure out if it's going to do anything wild and crazy with the bridge ahead of time, since the music's just going like that. So 1-4-1-4. I'm getting stuck in that feels like too much predictable melody to me. It's a live show, kids, and I have a landline like old people. It's useful. Hold on. I'm gonna oh, it's way over there. It's like hidden behind stuff. Okay, sweet. You know, 2 rings means it's my mom and she's gonna call back. Was I just laughing? Or was that just my mom? Thanks, dude. Okay.
Can I meet you out front? Hello.
Some shady stuff is going on in my house right now.
I'm gonna meet you out front. V's recording a live show right now.
I'm gonna meet you out front. Condor to the eagle.
This is awkward. I'm sorry.
It's funny. Alright.
It's really awkward. I'm sorry.
I know, right? It's almost pleasant. You haven't heard the landline in so long that it almost sounds cool. Yeah. Almost, buddy. Okay, cool. So I was just working on this turnaround. I've been marking and getting really stuck in how much fun I'm having with it. I'm going to this E natural thing. That was silly. It could have been cute. It would probably work into the final take. Well, I think one thing that I, as well as any songwriter, does is there's a great big tendency to ask too much of one song. And you end up letting go of the opportunity to just let little songs be what they are. So this definitely wants us to go back to the first form. We're going to hear it twice. Doing that, what's that? It's an A sus6 chord, whatever, A flat 5, 6. we're gonna do that instead, leading into the chorus. I'm gonna forget that. Don't count on yourself to remember squat when you can write it down. So that is no longer straight A flat 5 6 to B to chorus. Otherwise, it really does stop existing in my brain. It's kind of scary. Like, for now, it's like the only song that does exist in my brain. 3 days later, I'll be like, I wrote that. Okay, cool. So, I like that. Woo! Okay, I think that's not going to be repeating anymore. Because I want to hear it 4 times. And that's where I don't want my hands just stopped, which I feel like is, kind of also, while you're writing it, testing it for playability is a good indication of, well, pay attention to how you're wanting to flow with it. We don't want to go back into that first form. We don't want to go back into that E, A, B progression. So, but it's kind of jokey. It's kind of got this like, I'm not actually being serious feel to it, which I love. So we could go anywhere. Oh no, we could go anywhere. Possibilities. Humans are scared of possibilities. I'm not gonna be scared. Okay, here we go with. I really do want to flip the script on this. I have a feeling. I got a feeling down in my. No copyrighted material. Kidding. I don't think it matters as long as it doesn't end up in the song. Right? Right. Okay. Cool. It's like 5 seconds. Fight me. Okay. So, we're going from this 5. We're in E. We've already, like, maybe I want to change keys on this since we're already doing this nod to the D. So let's try. I kind of like that. I mean, it's just going to the 1 4 5 of D. But after being in E, it's like, I feel dizzy. Let's see. I don't know if I'm committed to it yet. So we're going no. Okay, cool. So I like that. It's like simple but kind of trippy, and I like it. Fight me. Okay. I'm in a feisty mood today, apparently. So apparently we're going out of that B from the chorus. Chorus out. This is just nonsense. It's just, I'm pretty sure chicken scratch would actually make better notation. Like actual chickens. I'm getting some. We'll test. Okay, cool. We're going from the natural B out to G natural, which is going to feel all kinds of weird, but we're not going to give it a very long time to feel weird, because then we're immediately going to go just plowing through the 1 4 5 of D. But I don't think I want to do that for more than one pass, so we're going to do G, A, D, G, end up back where we started. Now, where else can I mess it up? And I can kind of keep that in mind, like I'm still in E. This is how I mess with my players. You think hit the tunes in E, except the bridge is in D, except it's not, except... Anyhow, I think some people really wish just that I'd pick either be a folk blues band or be an alt pop band, get us just used to the one set of chords. Anyhow, not an issue anymore now that we are planning on doing full band out here as cautiously as we can. We just got the equipment. Betty Southern Band rises again. Oh gosh, that sounds weird. Even though I'm playing off of Southern culture and country culture to like make all sorts of feminist queer digs, I still feel weird about the language that gets wrapped around it. Okay, public disclaimer. So, okay. To me, this feels like a total Lou Reed twist. Lou Reed would do this just to mess with people's heads. And everything is still good in the world of the internet. It's like, well, you know which Lou Reed song I'm referring to. where it suddenly goes all sweet and innocent, or rather I think of a couple where he kind of flips it. It'll start innocent, then get kind of mature, and then it'll start mature and then get innocent. Either way, so. Well, that's fun, because I kind of now, I would love to get a bit of a melodrama feel going, but. That's too predictable. Okay, so now I'm in the key of G, which means that what's fair game that sounds cool and weird? Cool, that's cool and weird. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's going from that F major 3 of G. Now want another good moody minor thing. So we're going from that G to an F sharp major. Does it just B minor? Okay, so that's the kind of feel of a phrase that I'm looking for, where it's like, ooh, get out the mustache wax, everybody. But I want to see E minor, B minor, if it has quite the depth. So I wouldn't mind going kind of off with this bridge, you know? Because everything else has had this fairly nice circular feel to it. So we were doing, I kind of like this because it starts out so insipid, it's almost difficult. Okay, so that's different. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna develop out that thought. Let me try something else. Okay, so that doesn't connect up well enough. That's where I'm not sure. I don't really want to go back to that D. So this one might not be squirrely. It might not be all just equally interchangeable parts for this one. We might have a slightly different form coming out of the final chorus. Shock. Okay. And okay, cool. We might change the form of that first verse, but that takes me on a sufficiently winding emotional journey to feel like we've gone somewhere. A requirement for a bridge. Okay, so. Okay, so then we're gonna, instead of going straight back to the G, I'm gonna do 2 passes of that. Drag it out a little bit. We're gonna go G, A, D, hang on the D for a second, then we're gonna go G, A, D, G. So that can flow smoothly downhill to the F sharp major, E minor, major D, F sharp, E minor, minor B. And yes, if I weren't doing this on a clock, maybe I'd take the time to crochet a nice little turnaround that is, more squirrely and elegant between the keys and just B minor into natural E. But so it's my not favorite part now. It's my not favorite part of doing this live. right? Because I like to write heavy lyrics. I like songwriters think that I've met songwriters who think that I'm a very pop songwriter, right? So everything must be very flip and very shallow. And it's like, yes, because I'm desperately tired of the heavy metal of life. So that's where a lot of the silly pop stuff comes from. I'm not averse to writing about the real today. What I would absolutely love, and what I'm going to cuddle up closer to this thing so I can see for, is if anybody has any suggestions of what this song should be about. And in case anybody does, this is word prompts. It can be one word, it can be a situation, person, place, or thing of historical value. I think it would be more fun and incidentally less anxiety-inducing for me if instead we... I'm going to play this. How much time do I have? Oh, wow! This is going so swimmingly today. We have a whole half an hour to write these lyrics. Cool. Don't tell some of my lyric jobs, but that's definitely more time than I spend on some pro jobs. Just kidding. Every lyric job gets lavishingly like 3 hours of my time. And a lot of them do, so that's not like even hyperbole. So, I don't know. Just because it's fast does not necessarily mean that it's good. There might be a cohesiveness of vision there. So let's go for that. So I'm going to play this song through. Anybody wants to chime in with word, feeling, anything of what you feel like? Here's my trick for lyrics. My number one tip for how to listen to write lyrics. Listen for the music, for what it already says. So if anybody hears anything that they feel is already being said in this music, please do chime on in. All right, so. It's also for you. That's not so fast. I'm not convinced that this is the flow anymore. So that would have been an interlude. That would have been the main beat of the verse. Here comes the turnaround. Now we're just gonna do two of these. It's one way to keep it fresh. Let's try that out. right? So the question on my face right now is, do I want to do just block sections of time for these, or do I want to kind of hop a little bit? Anyway, come here, my pretties. What say? Any words? Any words? Oh, hello, beautiful. Hi, Christopher. How are you? I miss your food and your conversation and just the fact that we could hang out and like talk art. Those were fun days, and we'll get them back. Can't not complain this week. Anyhow, alright. So I don't know how I feel about that. Hello, beautiful you. But that is appropriate enough. So good vibes only, please. But yeah, no, let's bring the good vibes in here. And those are the words. That's what ended up in the comment section. Those are the words that we're writing this song about. It's hella beautiful. I have many feelings about this. Most of them good, a lot of them very, very weird, and like... Alright, so, you see, that's why I had to do that, because I don't actually know what the word is for that feeling. So, okay, here's the part of the week where I'll be really glad in like 20 minutes that I put myself through this. But for right now, I'm wondering why I put myself through this and decided to like write end song in an hour. Okay, cool. So our prompt is hella beautiful. It's lovely. And you know what, Cameron, because I'm just, stretching, we're going to work out something about a landline too. So it's about calling. It's about Mother's Day. We can make a song about Mother's Day. I'm not committing to that, even though it would probably pay some bills. Okay, cool. It is decided I don't want to do those block times. Okay, we might want to double length, but I kind of get. I'm hearing something. Tune in Tokyo. Tune in my brain. Come on, 15 minutes to go, or however much it is. Go in. Alright, this is where I don't get time to wonder if I'm being Beatles-esque. I just have to write things. So, the song that popped into my head was The Weight. I'm feeling like I'm kind of allergic to the band's version of The Weight, but I'm addicted to Aretha's version. And I love... it's in the songwriting of the bones, but then you have a storyteller like Aretha. You're like, this is happening to me. As the song progresses, you are walking down the street with me. So, judge me as you please. The words that I got in my head were, I went down to the corner store, but I won't there no more. I didn't promise sunshines and rainbows on this one. Okay, don't blame me. Blame the PPP whatever scandal thingy. Right? Okay, cool. So, I went down to the corner store. I kind of want to make it more bizarre, except there weren't no corner. No more. I don't really feel it's not in the bones of this one, I think, to do a hell of a great job at commiserating, but I don't want to rule it out. But either way, now I have an option that's completely dada, and there weren't no corner no more. So. No, we're not doing that. I went down to the corner. I went down to the corner store. There were no corner there no more. Well, that's just funny and silly, and you kind of want to know what goes next, right? I went down to the corner store. There were none there no more. The whole street had rolled right up like a carpet. The whole street had rolled right up. The whole town had up. Okay, up, sup, gup. It sucks songwriting, right? I'm about to be writing crib notes here. The whole street has rolled right up. Okay, I'm gonna just, I have to move on. Exercise. Part of why I love this is an exercise for songwriting. I went down to the corner store, except there were no corner there no more. The street rolled right up like they're trying to steal a carpet out of the dust. Alright, I don't know what I'm singing about anymore. Which is part of the fun part of this. The whole street had rolled right up like a carpet kept from dust. I can see how this song is being influenced by my conversations this week, and I'm still, at this point, I'm looking at myself like, where are you going to take this? I'm looking at myself like, All right, so how are we going to lead to that 5? And at this point, I'm probably starting to burn the minutes like crazy, so. I went down to the corner store, except there were no corner there no more. The street had rolled right up like a carpet kept from the dust. And I said, ooh, I said. Alright, I have an idea. After that very, very pat turnaround, I have an idea. And I said, ooh, that was, okay, so I was thinking of what could rhyme with said, and there's a pandemic going on, and I'm morbid, so obviously the rhyme universe collapsed to how do I rhyme said with dead? Because songwriters are such tearful human beings if you do. And I said, and I know that it's a line that I kind of, I'm honor bound to work with it. I kind of wish I didn't think of that. It's not quite as bad as that, where it's not really telling on me too bad, but it's definitely telling on my experiences of today, going better broken than dead. And it's funny because that's exactly where I was looking at myself, like, where are you going with this? Because I like opening up sounding like an anti-quarantine protest song, and it ain't. It ain't, because apparently that's not where my brain is. So we have that verse done. Let's move on to the chorus. So. on that. I'm not even gonna work on that for now because I'm hitting a little bit of. I'm enjoying the song. It's got a talking blues feel to it, right? I love all the Paranoid Blues, and Bob Dylan's 111th Dream, all of that stuff. So let's just if we can keep going with what's going on with this really bizarre walk around town where the carpet was rolled up like a carpet, where the sidewalk was rolled up like a carpet. Okay. I looked, and the flowers had changed their plans. There were none in the florist stands. Oh, I like that. I looked, and the flowers had changed their plans. There weren't none. I'm gonna country dumb that on up. Weren't none in the florist stands. Cool. So where are the flowers? Well, obviously they are over. They're taking back over. Isn't it? One upside of us all being locked down and terrified. Flowers are doing all right. So, okay. So I love. This is fun because when you are working against a deadline, it has a fun way of making you have a conversation with yourself that you didn't know you could have because you're not second guessing yourself. So I looked out. Wait, no, I have to go back. I'm doing that thing where I forgot the thing I just wrote and they can't record it. They didn't record it. And hold on. I need to create the most serious piano stand ever because guess what? You can't do Little Richard stuff with this. Like hiking a leg over. Oh my gosh, I have 5 minutes to wrap this thing up. No. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give myself another couple minutes to try to be clever, and then we're just gonna do a mad rush to final take, and that's the song. Okay, so I can come up with like 2 more rhymes. I know, right? If I can come up with like 2 more rhymes, then we are like golden. I looked at the flowers that changed their plans. There weren't none in the flower stands. I went down to the corner store, except there weren't no corners no more. The whole street had rolled right up like a carpet cut from dust. I looked, and the flowers had changed their plans. There weren't none in the florist stands. I wanted to know who. I went up to a politician and tried to demand. Ooh, now we're getting talking dreamy. I went up to a politician and tried to demand that the whole gosh darn meadow be brought to hand. And he said, and she said, feminism and the whole gosh darn, I love being country, meadow be brought to hand. And so she said, okay, now I think I can kind of pre-write, and then I'm going to just go straight to her just trying to demo the first take. I can kind of pre-write something kind of trite. Getting lazy, pushing daisies, might be crazy. Who can say? Okay, because I feel like that total bridge has total like Beatles rock and roll potentiality, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bet that those. If I can read this, can you see that what we've devolved into as far as handwriting? It's more like just the confused scribbles of a lunatic at this point. Better broken than dead. dead, said, head, med, ked, shed. So I'm not even saying words at this pace. Okay, cool. All right, we have to go to the final take because this has been 1 hour, one song. It's me, baby. That it wouldn't be truth in advertising if at the end of this hour, which I'm pretty sure we might have like one more minute to go, like maybe 3 or maybe even 5 if you consider that I've yet to get this broadcast working at the hour that it's scheduled. Yes. Better luck next time. This was pretty much an improvement, but thank y'all for hanging out. I'll go like put on something a little bit more substantial than my, I think it was called Biker Daddy jacket. Did I get that right? Do I win the fetish prize? I'm going to put on something a little bit more substantial. Leather Daddy. Thank you. There's someone here who knows. I'm going to put on something more than my substantial than my Leather Daddy jacket. Actually, I can't because I love y'all. I'm not taking the keyboard outside. I'm going to take a moment, gather myself and cut the final, but this is the product of this week's 1 hour, one song. It's been real fun. I like it a lot. And I think we ended up getting together a message that the whole family can get behind. Right? I'm down to the corner store. Except there weren't no corner there no more. The whole street had roared up like a carpet kept from the dust. And I said, hey, better broken than dead. Can always fix your head. Better broken than dead. I was there. Take your time. I reserve the right to fix that with you in the playing of this song. I looked at all the flowers, change their plans. Not a one to be seen in the florist stand. I went up to a politician and tried to demand the whole gosh darn meadow should be brought to hand. And she said, ooh, she said, better broken than dead. You better fix your own head. There'll be time, there'll be time. Get it right, get it right. Woo. Getting lazy, pressing daisy, might be crazy, who can say? Silver. Better broken than dead. You can always fix your head. Oh, better broken, broken, broken than dead. 'Cause there'll be time to get it right. Oh. If I were slicker, I'd try to end it on the right out, but that is apparently something that is very strenuously called better broken than dead. And thank you so much for hanging out for week 3 of 1 hour, one new song. It didn't exist before. Isn't that cool? I think